Going over a week off for spring and Easter break. And like most other holidays, Easter saw an increased amount of traveling. State police investigated many crashes over the weekend that killed 4 people and injured 160 others. Officials say that alcohol played a large role in 74 of these crashes. That number is actually down from last year.
Although the number of alcohol-related crashes were down this year, drinking and driving is still a problem in the state. Lawrence County District Attorney Matt Mangino is helping to develop a new law to reduce the amount of DUIs in the area. The law lowers the blood alcohol limit from 0.10 to 0.08%. The law also increases the punishment depending on the amount of alcohol consumed. Mangino hopes the law will help deter people from drinking and driving at all.
Earlier this week, I went over to Shenango Presbyterian Senior Care to meet up with one of the nurses, Mary Badger. Mary introduced me to a very unique therapist who brings joy to many of the residents there. The therapist's name is Cinnamon.
Cinnamon is a therapy dog. She has done therapy for 2.5 years, and she has been working with people and loving it for this period of time. She prays with them. She helps assist them going to bed at night, and she just brings a lot of love to them and receives a lot of love from them. She went through 3 different schools. She went through obedience, she went through agility, and she went through TDI to learn patience and love and commands, and a lot of the different things she'd been shown once, and she picked right up on it, and she had no problem at all learning and doing her thing with people. When she has her saddle off, she is a dog. She plays tennis. Well, not real tennis, but with a tennis ball. And we walk. And in the summer, she likes to swim. She loves to be loved, and basically this is what Cinnamon does. They couldn't pay me enough money to do this job. I get an extra exuberant high. It just makes me feel like I've got wings. Cinnamon is not only a dog. I think she's a gift from God. I think she is one of God's 4-legged angels that's here on a mission on this earth, and that is to make people happy, to give people confidence and hope. And what more could we ask for?
That's really cute.
Isn't that cute?
That's cute.
It was really, really nice to be able to see everything that one dog can actually do to affect
make that much
all
of an
sorts
impact.
Of people. Yeah, it was so interesting.
Oh,
it was really
I bet
nice.
they enjoy that.
Yes,
just
they
having
definitely
him
do.
there.
Mm-hmm.
This week, reporter Amanda Hogger caught up with a man with more than just a few tricks up his sleeve.
Wilmington at the house of Raymond Witkowski, who's a professional magician. We've stopped by to see what magic's all about and to see if he'll let us in on some of his tricks.
Ever since he was a child and played with his friend's magic wand, Raymond has devoted his life to magic. Raymond and his wife, who acts as his assistant, perform all over the country in all kinds of shows.
Oh, we can do a full stage evening show, and it entails the larger illusions. We work with live animals, doves, rabbits, and chickens. Most people don't use chickens in their acts, but we do. A lot of audience participation. Most of the illusions are illusions that I build. I build illusions for other magicians, and we have illusions all over the world.
Raymond uses all sorts of assistants, but he says his wife plays the most important role.
She does all the dirty work backstage. She brings on all the props and takes them back off, and she also assists in a lot of the illusions. Okay.
Raymond and his wife have performed for many types of audiences. They've even performed for the Amish. Raymond decided to teach me a trick of his own, but he stressed the most important part of his job is not letting the bunny, out of the bag.
If it wasn't for the secrets, there wouldn't be magic.
Well, we sure did learn a lot of magic today, but one thing's for sure, neither Raymond or the bunny here would let us know all of their secrets. Reporting from New Wilmington, I'm Amanda Hogger for the County Line.
There's no magic involved in winning the PowerBall jackpot, but luck is definitely a factor. And while the chances of winning are a slim 1 in 120 million, a surprising amount of people have won in the past few months. There were only 12 winners in the fiscal year of 2004, but this year could hit a record of around 17 winners. Powerball officials say this rash of winners in the multi-state lottery is keeping the jackpot from growing, which can hurt ticket sales. I cannot believe what it would be like to even win a Powerball ticket. I mean,
I don't know. That is so much money. I don't know what I would do with it.
I mean, they had that guy recently in Newcastle, too, who won. Which,
yeah, last year.
Yeah, oh, it's amazing. Can't even imagine it.
That's wild. Shoot. Well, there's been a lot going on this week in local news, and Melissa DePaul is here with this week's top local stories on 88.9 on the County Line.
Titan Radio Digital 88.9 News brings you local news now.
Good evening. I'm Melissa DePaul with this week's top stories from Titan Radio News Digital 88.9. Workers at a nearby Mercer plant that make aluminum bottles for Iron City Beer and Snapple soft drinks approved a 4-year contract that will let the company expand and add about 60 jobs. The new contract means the $35 million expansion will occur at the CCL container plant in Hermitage. The new contract includes 3.5% raises each year. However, workers will have to pay more for their health care benefits. The cost of college is also going up locally. Tuition increases have been announced at 2 local colleges this week. Mercyhurst College will raise its tuition more than 5% next year. Incoming freshmen will have to pay more than $26,000 for tuition, room, and board. Allegheny College also plans to raise costs. Incoming freshmen there will pay more than 5.6% more than they did last year. So what about Westminster College? The business office confirms the cost will continue to rise. Tuition, room, and board expense will increase 5.2% for the next school year. It's almost trout season, and the sale of fishing licenses in the area are off to a slow start. By this time last year, the sales of fishing licenses and trout stamps had outpaced this year's sales by thousands. A spokesman for the Fish and Boat Commission says a drop could be due to higher fishing license fees. Gasoline is also on the rise. Stopping to fill up your gas tank is getting harder on the wallet. Prices in the area have gone up 6 cents, bringing the price of self-serve regular unleaded to $2.13 per gallon. A local gas station employee says that it's especially difficult for locally owned stations because of the many corporate chains in the area. That was your 88.9 on the County Line. To keep up to date every weekday, tune into Titan Radio for continuous coverage. More County Line is on the way.
Our on-the-road team decided to get a little crafty this week. Mike and Aiden headed over to the New Wilmington collection to find some tasteful art pieces.
Welcome to On the Road. I'm Mike.
And I'm Aiden. And we decided to stay in New Wilmington this week to check out the New Wilmington collection.
Keeping a little bit close to home. Hopefully Aiden doesn't break anything in here.
I'm a little bit klutzy, so we gotta watch that. But yeah, we're gonna go talk to the owner here, Betsy, and see what she has to say about her shop.
I have various vendors, crafters and artists that have their items in here, anywhere from primitive items, stained glass, teddy bears. The majority of the items are handmade, which is what I'm trying to kind of gear the store towards.
In addition to running the store, Betsy displays her craft talents and sells some of her own creations.
I make the dolls. They're cloth dolls. These are the Red Hat Lady dolls. They're called my Red Hat Friends. And then I also make primitive dolls. Again, cloth dolls, more on the primitive side. Raggedy Ann style dolls.
This toy fire truck caught my eye because I used to have one just like it when I was a kid. Betsy tells us about a few of her favorite items in the store.
The antiques. Yeah, I love antiques and old things, so I think I have to say the primitives and the antiques are my favorite things.
That does it for this week's On the Road. I'm Mike.
And I'm Aiden. And luckily, Mike, I didn't break anything while we were here.
That is a very good thing. So maybe we should get out of here before you do break something.
Yeah, because there's some pretty neat stuff here.
There's a lot of neat stuff.
You should check it out sometime. But we'll catch you next week on the road.
In this week's County Close-Up, Catherine Larson sits down with Cindy Medica from the Lawrence County Humane Society to talk about abused animals and the possibility of adoption.
Stay tuned to the County Line because that's coming up right after this.
There's a better way to have fun with history. Visit americaslibrary.gov. Log on, play around, learn something.
The Lawrence County Humane Society believes in the safety of spaying and neutering your animals. Spaying and neutering can have many long-term benefits.
We at the Lawrence County Humane Society believe that all animals should be spayed or neutered. Many reasons why, but the biggest reason is that they will be a happier, healthier pet. Also, it alleviates the overpopulation problem.
Getting your animals spayed and neutered is one huge step in making sure that more animals are healthy and find loving homes.
I'm the best thing you ever had. Only thing I'm guilty of is giving you too much love, making you crazy, making you go right, making me follow me, making me suspect. Seem to think I'm playing her game. Don't you know the her? This is me.
There's a better way to have fun with history. Visit americaslibrary.gov. Log on, play around, learn something.
Spring always brings with it a large allotment of ticks and fleas, but it also brings with it an itching desire to go play, adopt, or even purchase a new puppy. With that being said, we've got an expert with us, president of the Humane Society in Lawrence County, Cindy Medica. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
And
thank you.
We have a nice young lad with us here. He's actually named Tyson, I believe, and he was adopted from the Shenango Valley Animal Shelter. I think he's interesting and fun, and he's 6 months old now. And
he is.
He's a cute little guy. I think he's a Westminster student's dog as well, so very exciting. Now, if you wanted to go about adopting a cute little puppy like Tyson, how would you go about doing that?
From our shelter, we do invite the public to come in and make their selection, and it's so difficult because they're all cute. And I think that Tyson is a good example of a shelter dog. Grateful for some reason, they just seem to know. We would ask you to fill out an adoption form so we could get to know them a little bit, and we would do a reference check on them to make sure they were prepared to adopt a new member of their family. And the price would be approximately $30 with a deposit placed on new.
Okay, so it's
a law.
Oh, really?
In Pennsylvania, right?
So it's about $30 altogether to
It is with a 50. Tyson has us at his beck and call here.
Indeed, he does.
He is a sweetheart. But no, some of the deposit, in fact, all of the deposit is returned to the new owner when the surgery is completed by a veterinarian of their choice.
Well, tell me
this.
this.
So important.
Is it when is the best time to go looking for a dog?
Well, in the spring mostly is when our shelter is just overwhelmed with litters of puppies and kittens.
Because I always say don't get a dog before you have like a Christmas or a holiday celebration because the dog will be neglected. Do you agree with that? And
certainly.
Okay.
Certainly do. Any holiday is a very bad time to adopt an animal and take it into a new surrounding, to have an animal that is there on Christmas morning, for example. We all know how busy our homes are at Christmas. And to have a puppy that's eating the tinsel from the gifts, strange food, I think that everyone gets that picture.
What type of tags do you suggest that the dog have if you do adopt it? And what things should you know when you are taking on a new animal?
The tags, current tags, a license and a rabies tag are mandatory in Pennsylvania. Any animal 3 months of age or older, according to the law, they do have to have those two tags. It's their ticket home. It's their way of being identified, not just if they're taken into a shelter, but by an individual. And we all know, Catherine, that rabies is a disease that you're not cured if you get rabies. It is so dangerous, and it's for your protection and the animal's protection.
Speaking of the diseases,
Are you alerted when you do go to adopt a new animal if they may perhaps have some type of congenital defect, or if they do have a disease, like worms maybe, let's say,
We
for
do.
example?
In fact, all of our animals are wormed before they're adopted, and they do receive their first set of inoculations, whether they be a puppy or a kitten. And they all have worms. Not a very pleasant subject, but
No.
they all have them.
They
We
come
do our
in.
best to correct that before they're taken home. And then we do recommend that the new owner have that puppy or kitten or an adult animal vet checked within 48 to 72 hours. That is a
Oh.
must.
Okay, so that's
Unfortunately, we
obligatory.
don't have a veterinarian at the shelter, but it is so necessary that
To take that next step.
take that next step and be a responsible pet owner.
Well, Cindy Medica, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
And if you want to get some more information, I think we're going to flash it up on the screen. You can go online to www.petfinder.com. You can also go to the address, which is the Lawrence County Humane Society, P.O. Box 62, Pearson Mill Road, Newcastle, PA 16103, or give them a call at 724-654-8520. And thank you so much again for being on. We really appreciate it. Stay tuned for more County Line after this.
Okay, girls, at 3 o'clock.
What is he looking at?
Oh, dude, it's so obvious. Captain Obvious has scored again.
Open your window, say something. Oh, he's really gonna down.
Hi. Hi.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Thank you. Honey, finish up. Come on, we gotta go.
Ew.
What's wrong?
Something's on my glass.
Let me see. Oh, it's lipstick. Excuse me, ma'am. Could we just have a new glass, please? This one's dirty. Thank you.
Mom.
Honey, I don't want you to get sick. I don't know what's on that glass.
Oh, have me one too.
Oh, you want a soap to be in? Yeah. There you go. There's some honey right here, too.
Picture yourself at Westminster College. Westminster offers an educational experience that is second to none. We've been exceeding students' expectations for 150 years. Westminster combines the prestige of a national liberal arts college with the personal attention you deserve. Westminster is a national leader in graduation rate performance and is the most affordable national liberal arts college in Pennsylvania. Visit Westminster's beautiful 300-acre campus to experience an ideal learning environment. Succeed at Westminster College.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Tiny Town Sports. I'm Justin Egley. Thanks for tuning in, as a lot's been going on in the sports world since our last show. News came down last week that Westminster is looking for a new football coach. Jerry Schmidt has taken the head coaching position down at Duquesne University. That's leaving a vacancy in one of the more prestigious positions on campus. Sebastian Driver has reaction from within the athletic department.
Days ago, it was announced that head coach Jerry Schmidt was leaving Titan football for the brighter lights of Division I AA Duquesne. As Westminster launches a national search, it's clear that the athletic department is very much working against the clock.
We will start screening immediately applications as we receive them. Somewhere around the 12th, we'd hope we'd be in a position to start narrowing that field down, obviously, and have campus interviews and that type of thing. It would be great to have a coach in place by the end of the month. That might be wishful thinking, but that's the process.
Now, aside from some of the obvious prerequisites like head coaching experience and recruiting in a non-scholarship atmosphere, most people within the department agree that character will play a large part in the hiring of the Titans' next head coach.
I think sincerity is crucial. A sincere approach with the student athletes, with our colleagues, and with the college in general is crucial. And sincerity would certainly be significant.
The sidelines here at Westminster College have seen just 4 coaches over the past 50 years, 3 of whom have brought home national titles. So it's quite clear that the next person to step into this position will be facing some pretty big expectations.
Think about the number of coaches that UCLA has had in basketball since John Wooden. All of them have had a difficult time living up to that standard. So it's a tough thing. We have a lot of people out there who want and expect us to win national championships every year. And those are some things that we certainly are going to strive to do. But that may be, sometimes those eras don't continue for always. Nebraska.
It's not up yet. Well, thanks, Sebastian. Having played under Coach Schmidt, I can tell you that he will definitely be missed here on campus. One team on campus that had a chance not only to work on their tans, but to work on their game as well. Here is a preview of that team. They have high expectations.
The Titan Diamondmen struggled last year under new head coach Carmen Nacera, but that team did improve as the season progressed. This year should be different. Nacera returns 14 lettermen from last year's squad and has 18 talented freshmen coming in. That combination can only equal success, as the Titans will definitely not be overlooked this season. The team went on their annual trip to Florida for spring training. The Titans started off strong, winning their first 5 games and had an overall record of 6 wins and 2 losses. In 4 of those games, the Titans scored at least 11 runs, and the Titans gave up a total of only 30 runs. They outscored their opponents with twice as many runs, with 64. Many of those runs were from the help of senior first baseman Brian Andrews. Andrews was a second-team All-Conference honoree last season. This year, Brian thinks the team will have a very successful season.
Well, spring break went great for us. 6-2 is a great start. And I would have to say that team chemistry definitely played the biggest part in our success down there. Everyone's getting along great. We're playing well as a whole. The younger kids stepping up and doing their part for us. Pitchers are throwing great. Fielders are doing great. And hitting, is our strongest asset, I think, right now.
Another player to look out for this season, especially because of his bat, is senior Kevin Gersation. Kevin was named ECAC Division III South Baseball Hitter of the Week. Kevin batted .700 in 3 games in Florida, scoring 7 runs, having 2 stolen bases and 4 RBIs. Now that the team is back home from Florida, they approach their first game on Friday at 3 o'clock against Pac rival Rose City. Whether it be some of the pitching staff of Gilmore, Mackey, and Cunningham, to some of the local product newcomers of Beeson, Crowback, and Kirkwood, the Titans should have a very successful season.
From the season that just about to begin to the season that just ended, high school basketball states awards are in. Here's a look at 2 local players that earned the state's highest honors.
The All-State team was selected through a statewide vote of sports writers and broadcasters, and after having a magnificent season, Kennedy Catholic is well represented by junior Kendra Rakowski, as she made her first team All-State honors. Rakowski had a few injuries earlier on, which put her off to a slow start, but despite her injuries, her team went all the way to the Final Four in the state class single-A Western Regional playoffs. And good basketball players move without the ball and find a way to score. Sheena Aiden has been that person for the Lakeview Sailors. Aiden has definitely helped out Lakeview as they went all the way to the Elite 8 in the state playoffs. Sheena also made All-State honors for Class AA, and she definitely deserved the honors. Aiden had already surpassed the 1,000-point career mark and is on track to become the school's all-time scorer.
Now with more spring baseball fever is Kirsten Gaddis, as she has this week's one-on-one as she interviews Neshannock High School baseball player Derek Sumner.
I'm here with senior starter for the Neshannock baseball team, Derek Sumner. Hi, Derek. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. What position do you play?
Pitcher, and I also share my time at shortstop.
And now, last year, you were on the team, and you were the only junior to start on that state championship team. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
It was pretty much a great experience to be with those seniors. We had 12 seniors on the team, 9 starters. Most importantly, it was really just a great inspiration. I had quite a few leaders. They just showed me how to play baseball, basically, the best way that I could, and just gave me such great inspiration.
3 seniors from last year's team, Donnie Kirkwood, Colby Beeson, and Brian Chorbach, are all freshmen at Westminster. Can you talk about the impact that they had on you?
Yeah, they were some great leaders. They always picked me up if I had a bad game, if I wasn't hitting well or pitching well. They always picked me up, and they were just always there for me, and basically the rest of the team as well.
Mark Tanner was obviously the #1 guy last year. He graduated, though, now, and you'll be stepping into his shoes. Can you tell me the kind of pressure you feel from stepping into his shoes?
Mark Tanner is a great pitcher, and I really don't think there's any filling his shoes, but being a great pitcher is basically about the guys behind you. If you don't have a solid group of guys behind you, you really can't do much at all, because you can't strike every guy out. You got to just roll ground balls, and if they don't make the plays for you, it's just really not going to happen. You're not going to get as many wins out.
And what are your goals for this year's team?
Basically, the goals are losing all those seniors is basically making it to playoffs, being section champs, and that's basically it. We really probably, I don't know about getting state champs, but we're going to work hard to get us there.
Well, best of luck with that.
Thank you very much.
And I hope you have a wonderful season.
Thank you.
Now back to you.
Hey, thanks, Kirsten, and good luck to you, Derek, and your teammates on your season this year. Well, that'll wrap up this week's edition of Titantown Sports. Thanks for stopping by, and remember to go support the Titan baseball team as they have their home opener with a doubleheader on Saturday against rival Grove City. That'll be the first pack action this year. That first game, will also start at 1 o'clock. Again, thanks for watching, and stay tuned as more County Line is on the way.
I got a filet of sole and a cracked crab for Mr. Studied Higher Math back in school and now can order expensive lunches and charge it to the company.
Next office down the hall.
Well, thanks. Have a good one.
Ralph Hernandez, congratulations! You can now get college loans, government jobs, and job training. Men must register with Selective Service when they turn 18. Go to sss.gov or the post office.
It's the law.
Picture yourself at Westminster College. Westminster offers an educational experience second to none. We've been exceeding students' expectations for 150 years. Westminster combines the prestige of a national liberal arts college with the personal attention you deserve. Westminster is a national leader in graduation rate performance and is the most affordable national liberal arts college in Pennsylvania. Visit Westminster's beautiful 300-acre campus to experience an ideal learning environment. Succeed at Westminster College.
Back in Pennsylvania, officials are trying to crack down on blaring car stereos. Lawrence County-based State Rep Frank LaGrotta says he's joining the fight to create a law to stop people from cranking up their car stereos. Now, the proposed law would make it illegal to play music so loud that you can hear it from 50 feet away. LaGrotta calls the noise a dangerous distraction for drivers. Police would enforce the proposed law by issuing $100 tickets to violators.
Please join us again next week with more County Line when Mike and Aiden head out on the road to take us to yet another local attraction.
The County Line's Jessica Rummel will introduce us to some four-legged police officers.
Our reporters will keep you up to date on all the top local stories of the week from Titan Radio News.
As always, we'll have all of the local buzz from the world of Westminster and high school sports. Thanks for watching.
Have a great night.